Well, Dave, as happy as you were on Tuesday, I'm guessing you're equally unhappy today. What's gone wrong this afternoon?
We've made poor decisions, which has made me make decisions, and then we've conceded from another set piece from a free header for someone, well, more than one person not doing the job. I said right at the start of the season, regardless of what we try and do, 30% of goals in this league are scored from set pieces, and we've cost ourselves however many points you want to say, 5 points, 4 points, over 3 points maybe over the last 2 games by people not doing the jobs. And regardless of what we do, if we don't sort that out, then we're going to be in trouble. Because you can't defend as we've just defended. Because second half, first half you can maybe have an excuse. You want to look for an excuse that we're not the biggest. Second half certainly not. And again, I've not seen the goal back, so I'm not gonna comment and make a statement that might not be right. I think I know what's happened, but we have to look at that, and I've said before, we have to learn from it.
Well, Lincoln, very good. They looked a good side, but equally you're pointing to individual errors that caused you problems.
Listen, Lincoln ask you questions. I don't want this to be disrespectful for them. They're a really hard working team. They're good at what they do. They do the basics really, really well. Ask questions of you. Some of their players and some of my players will think that they can play higher than League One. Well, based on what I've seen, I can't comment on theirs. My players can't at the moment, because if you can't deal with that type of things, then you've got no chance. You've got absolutely no chance in football. So what other teams do, you have to deal with in order to, I suppose, stamp your style of play on the game. And the first half stunk of Charlton. Scored a goal and then refused to play football. And if that's going to be the case, then more of what happened today will happen in the future.
Because you and I talked on Tuesday, and you talked about, look, we're going to play out from the back. This is what we do. People are going to have to get used to it. But in the second half today, you didn't, did you?
We're going to play out from the back. We're going to try and find overloads on the pitch. Now, if that means you play out to look to drag people into them, play beyond them, if that means you play over them, if that means you play through them, if you play round them, then make the right decision. If we can't make the right decisions, then we're in trouble. So we then have a decision to make around simplifying the game. We still played a little bit, but we give ourselves a physical presence up front and went more of a 2-up. And if we were going to play longer, then maybe we could drop on second balls and have some more territory. Probably for the first 15-20 minutes, the second half, it looks like that, and you're pretty comfortable. You then concede from a poor set piece, and that changes the dynamic of the game. And from that point on, it becomes a frustrating afternoon for us. We make poor decisions around free kicks and fouls and whatever else not, and ultimately come away empty-handed, which I was happy to get in. As strange as this will sound, I was happy to get in level at half time. We should have been in front. I think we're we've caused our own problems. We've given him a goal. Corey, a poor decision. I'm not sure where he's playing. What we're doing from the corner here that Odin plays, I have no idea. We scored a good goal, great ball from Powell, brilliant finish from Tanto. Again, we have a nailed-on penalty right on the stroke of our time. We could have gone in front. But to do what we've done over the course of the game, you have to look and say, if you're going to make those mistakes, you're never going to, or you don't deserve anything from it, and that's what's the case.
It's big calls, obviously taking off your captain at half time and taking off your goalkeeper. Have you spoken to Corey about the decision, about why he was taken off?
No.
You treat it like any other player on the pitch?
Absolutely. We'll make decisions in games to try and win us games of football, and I've been involved in it for long enough to know when games are going away from us. Now, you can look in hindsight and say, well, the game went away from us anyway. It didn't really. It went away from us because, again, we were to blame in not being able to defend the set piece. But you look in the first half, I think they probably had 8 corners in the first 15 minutes. we've not taken care of the ball well enough. We've not got the players on the pitch, high up the pitch that we needed to in 1v1 situations enough, which is what we wanted to try and do. So at that point you have to make decisions, and we like I say, we made them decisions.
Never done it before?
Probably. Again, it's for me it makes no difference. You make the call that you think's the right call to first off give you a foothold in the game, and second off try and go and try and win the game. And if that doesn't work, fine, I'm all right with that. I'll own that one. No, like I say, no skin off my nose type thing. We will put players out that will, like I say, give us the best chance of winning and best chance of improving. People need to make better decisions, and that's across the board, isn't it? We're probably at a point there where there were probably a couple of others. Anyone could have come off, really. There's probably a couple of others could have come off. We're almost having to try and look at the change we need to make, and also the fact that some of the players we knew would tire towards the end with the amount of games that they've been involved in. So it's a difficult one to deal with, but that's what we chose to do. And again, hindsight is great. It hasn't worked out, but we certainly thought that would be the best way of going about it.
You weren't helped, of course, by Nick Powell coming off. He played well last week. He started this game terrifically well, and that piece of skill to set up your goal, I mean, I think there's probably only him on the pitch could do that. It looked like a hamstring. Is that the case?
Yeah, I think so. I've not checked in, so yeah, it certainly looks like that. We end up saying the same things. Was the same things for the last sort of 15 to 18 months around Nick, and his ability to be able to be robust enough to play games and play games consecutively. And I suppose we end up being in a situation where you're almost rolling the dice every time he goes on the pitch, and it's like something that's not for now, but it's something that we need to look at and need to get to the bottom of.
Are you pleased it's quite a quick turnaround now, the Reading game at home on Tuesday? Is that a good thing given what's happened today?
I am. For me, I love watching. I love watching us play. I love watching games. I love being involved in the games. I don't particularly watch some of the things that I saw today, because I think and again, from a player's perspective, if I was part of that, I wouldn't be happy with some of those things. But that doesn't change the fact that we'll approach the Reading game looking to win. Have we got some decisions to make? Yeah, potentially. Sometimes it's the emotion of a game afterwards. It's very, very easy to be knee jerk. We have to be better than we were today. That's for certain. And if we are, then we win the game. But Reading have their own, like I say, their own threats. We know that they have real pace. We'll have to defend well in wide areas. They've got some standout players that are really attacking for them. So as a minimum, you have to match what you're coming up against. And if we can do that, then I'll always back us to win games of football. If we can't do that, then we'll find it a difficult night.
You'll be disappointed if I don't ask you who you're going to start with in goal on Tuesday. Do you know yet?
Listen, we'll have a chat about that, what that looks like, and again, the way things are, that isn't the only decision that needs to be made. Like I say, we can be really, really critical and emotional at these types of moments. We've got to be bigger than that and make I suppose be consistent with our behaviours of what we're asking of the players. We ask them to do that, and make a decision with what we go with on Tuesday. Some of that will be taken out of our hands with injuries. Some of that will be taken out of our hands with players going repeatedly. Because first and foremost, we need to be able to put in a physical effort that gives us the best chance of winning. We'll pick a team that hopefully can do that for us.
Thanks for your time, Dave. Well done. Thank you. Cheers, mate. All the best.